In this video, we'll be looking at the promises in JavaScript. After this video, I guarantee that you will know everything about the promises. You will know what are promises and why to use them actually. So let's dive into the code. Hello friends, this is CodeCraft. You can learn code fastly and efficiently. I'll create a simple JavaScript file here. First, I'll maximize this, creating a JavaScript file test.js. And now the actual question is, what are promises and why to use them actually is the question and the topic of this video. Promises are objects that are used to handle the asynchronous code or asynchronous nature of JavaScript. So what I mean by asynchronous code or asynchronous nature? So let me show you with an example. So I'll phrase this here. I have written code here, and this code, this is basically a function, process and an output. This function here you can see in the process it is a simple line log process started, and here I use the set timeout, and in the set timeout I have logged the process completed, return 10, and now I have an output function which is simply output the val. And now I will call this process function, let val equal to process, and you have to give the time here. I'll simply give the time. I will here I'll multiply with the time by 1000, and now I can give the time in second. For example, I give 3 seconds, and now I will call the output function, and I will pass the val here to output this val. I will open my terminal here. Now this example is for the understanding of promises, that you could understand why you use promises in JavaScript. I will run this Nodejs.js. Here you can see the process started and the output is, and the process completed and the output is undefined. So you can see now this is asynchronous code. This is called asynchronous nature because this line of code, here you can see the output, this line of code did not wait for the process function to be completed. When the compiler go inside the process function, when it see the set timeout, it put this task in the background. This is how this is called asynchronous nature. Now how can we solve this problem? How can you do that? You can do this using the promises in JavaScript. Now first I will comment this out and I will show you the syntax of promise. I will store it in a variable. Now I will type new promise. This is the basic syntax, and now in this inside the promise you have to give a callback function. In the callback there will be a resolve and a reject. Now the promise has 3 states: a pending, a resolve and a reject. A pending, I mean the pending, it means the promise has not completed, not rejected yet. Resolve means the promise is successfully done, and the reject means the promise is rejected. And inside the, I will go inside the callback function, and now I will simply call resolve, and now you have to give a value here, so the function with that value will be resolved. So I will give a value, example. You can also give a string, whatever, an object, an array, whatever you want. I will give symbol here 10. And now after this you have to type promise dot then. Now this is a function which will be called when the promise is resolved successfully. I will this function takes a callback function as an argument. I will take the callback function val. I will simply log this, or I will say value val. This is the basic syntax. You can make a promise here. I will run this simple. So you can see the value is 10. Whatever I give the value here, if I give an object here as an example, I will give an object. A1 and B. Now I will run this, so you can see the promise has resolved with an object. Now this will be a little confusing, but I will show you with an example, another example, the function example here. And this is the resolve value. There is also a reject value. If I simply reject this promise, the reject means the promise is not completed successfully. And I will call this, so you can see there is an error. The reject will be throw an error. Now how can we handle this error? We can handle this error using the catch function. I will simply type .then and promise dot catch. Now catch will also take a callback function. I will type error, simply log error, and error. Now again, if I remove the error here, error, I call this again, clearing the terminal, bigger this, so here you can see the promise is rejected. This is how you can use the reject to reject a promise. So now here, imagine this is a complex, I mean the process, inside the process function there is a complex computation, and it takes almost 10 seconds or approximately 20 seconds. And now how can we handle this? How can we do that? This output function should not be called when this process is not completed fully. If the process is completed fully, this output function should be called then. We can do this using the promises. So I hope you will know the syntax of promises. Now I will comment this, and here I'll simply, what will I do? I will simply return new promise, and I call back function here, resolve reject, and close this. Here you can see call unexpected. So I think I should control X this and make a new promise, return new promise, inside this I will paste it, you can see. Now what will I do? I will simply here call the process let or let val equal to, or let whatever you want, let val equal to, this will be good, and you to give time 3 seconds. Now I will say val.then, you to give the callback function. I will give the callback function output, and whenever the val, I mean the process is completed, this output function will be called then. Oh, now what will I do? I will simply do this. I have to pass the val in the output, and now I will call this again. Promise is not defined. This is, I think there may be an error in the downside. This is, I will comment this, running this again. So here you can see process started, and now the process is completed, and I think the output why is not given to us. because we have not resolved the promise yet. We will resolve the promise. I will resolve this. Maybe 10. Running this again. Process started. You can see the output is 10. This is how you can use the promises to handle the asynchronous nature of JavaScript. If I give the condition as an example, give the condition here, if this is for example for consideration, I will take an example that how we can reject, how the reject works. If time is greater than 4, this will reject the promise. In the reject value you have to give the time is greater, else resolve with the value 10. Running this again, process started. You can see process completed, the output is 10. Now if I give the value here greater than 4, I give the 6 or 5 or whatever you want. Process started. And now you can see the error is occurred. Now you have to handle this error. I'll handle this using the catch. Val.catch. You can also do like this, val.catch. This is how this is like you can do. So I'll put a callback function, log error, or I will say promise rejected. I will run this again. You can see process started, and after the 5 seconds you can see process rejected. The process completed because I have put it in the upper side. You can see this is how you can use the promises to handle the asynchronous nature or asynchronous code of JavaScript. I hope this video will help you understand the promise, and if you have any question you can comment in the comment box, and if you like the video please don't forget to press the like button and also press the subscribe button. Thanks for watching the video.